Hey everyone, welcome back to Sajguru's Talk. In this session, we are going to be discussing about the computer networks and internet protocol assignment 1. Let's get started. So the first question is, how many collision domains are in a 10-port hub, an 8-port switch and a 4-port router respectively? A collision domain is a segment of a network where if more than one device tries to send the data simultaneously, it causes a collision and the data is lost. So the options are 184 respectively, 1084 respectively, 101010 respectively, 542 respectively. Generally, router has purposed broadcast and collision domain. Switch has a per-port collision domain with a single broadcast domain. Hub has a single collision and broadcast domain. So therefore, the options are 1, 8 and 4 respectively. Now, the second question is about the mapping between the devices and their associated layers on the TCP/IP model. Now, the options are A, B, C and D. Generally, hub operates at layer 1 of the TCP/IP model, while bridge, NIC and switch work with MAC addresses at layer 2. The router works with IP addresses and it's operate in a network layer. Therefore, NIC with the data link layer, router with network layer, bridge with the data link layer, hub with the physical layer. So, the answer is A. Now, the third question is about your mapping again, where the mapping between the various protocols and their associated layers in TCP/IP. Now, the options are given A, B and C, D. So, FTP and Hypertext Transfer Protocol operates in an application layer. We know that User Datagram Protocol operates in a transport layer and Internet Protocol operates in a network layer and Point-to-Point Protocol operates in a data link layer. So, FDP application layer, UDP transport layer, Point-to-Point Protocol data link layer and Internet Protocol network layer and HTTP again an application layer. So, the answer is D. Next question is about the correct options. So, which of the following statements are concerned with encapsulation in a computer networks? 1. It involves an addition of a header and trailer to the actual data as it moves down to the TCP/IP protocol stack. 2. At the transport layer, encapsulation includes port numbers and the network layer encapsulation includes IP addresses. So, the options are A, B, C, D. Generally, encapsulation is a process of addition of a header and trailer while moving down from upper layer to the lower layer, like adding source and destination port numbers to the application layer data, adding source and destination IP addresses to the transport layer segment, etc. So, the answer is both the statements are correct only. Next question is, which of the following is not a disadvantage of the circuit switching technique over the packet switching technique in a computer network? Now, circuit switching techniques establishes a dedicated path for communication and it remains unutilized in case of no data transmission. It also suffers from a greater setup time, delay, scalability issues and lack of fault toleration, etc. But which is not the disadvantage of the circuit switch is, answer is D. Means provides a dedicated communication path between two end hosts are the advantage. Next question, choose the false statement. A. Bridges filter network traffic based on IP addresses. B. Hubs share bandwidth among all attached devices. C. Switch provides dedicated bandwidth for each LAN segment. Now, bridges filter network traffic based on a MAC addresses. So, MAC address in the sense bridges filter network traffic based on IP address. Now, next question. So, which transport layer protocol will be chosen by an application that does not require any reliability? Options are TCP and B is UDP. We know that User Datagram Protocol is a connectionless oriented protocol and provides no reliability. So, the option is B. Next, 8th question. Suppose you are a network administrator in your college. You are asked to distribute into troubleshooting for an issue a remote server using Telnet. Which are the following considerations should you keep in mind when using Telnet for this task? So various tasks are given. Generally, Telnet is an insecure model to connect to a remote server. Its traffic is flowing in the networks as a plain text including login credentials. For the security aspects, we adopt SSH instead of Telnet. So there are multiple options here. Answer is B and D. So it is advisable to use Telnet in a local network rather than on the internet to avoid security risks. And Telnet transmits data as a plain text including login credentials. So the next question is, choose the statements that correctly describes the roles and responsibilities of a network interface card in a computer network. So there are two different types of statements are given. NIC takes over the responsibility of segment large chunks of data into smaller packets that can be transmitted over the networks. B. It converts digital data from the computer's processor to an analog signal. So the options are given. The NIC's primary role at the data link layer is ensure reliable frame-based transmission of a data over a local network, including responsibilities for framing, MAC addressing error detection, flow control, and managing access to the transmission medium. So the answer is both the statements are the correct only. Now the last question. Identify the incorrect statements related to bridge and switches L2 in a computer networks. So the options are given. Now we know that the bridge and switch both are at layer 2 devices. Bridges are replaced by multi-port switches in large and complex networks. Bridges operate in only 2 ports and permit traffic in only one direction at a time. Switches have multi-ports and permit the traffic in a full duplex mode. It also supports modern features like KeyOS, VLANs, STP, etc. that are unavailable in the bridges. This is why switches are called more intelligent than bridges. Switches take support of the MAC address table to pass the traffic, so it reduces the floods of broadcast traffic to a great extent by just sending it to the ports having the same VLAN as the sender. Now the incorrect statements are option 3 options. One is A, C and D. So which is the correct option? Switches operate in a full duplex mode while bridges in a half duplex mode. That's it for today's MCQs of week 1. Thank you for watching and please subscribe for more such videos. Thank you one and all.